Yo, what up, everyone? Welcome back to the Hero Brew. You guys are ridiculous,
I was
dude.
firebending.
Oh man, what's up, guys? I'm Max.
I'm Cam.
My name is Austin.
Dude, we're your hosts of the Hero Brew. Welcome back to another episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today we got a cool little fun one. Cool, but sorry, I got lost for a second. I don't know what happened. It's been a long week. Let me tell you guys, we've had like flood warnings and all this stuff and tornadoes. Living in the Midwest, I know you guys are back in California, but living in the Midwest is kind of scary.
Yeah, but we worry about earthquakes, dude. That's all we got to worry about.
Yeah, we don't have earthquakes over here.
And we don't even hardly ever.
But on today's episode, we're going to be talking about our review on How to Train Your Dragon, our favorite parts of it, some hot takes, and then we're going to be talking about all the new Marvel and DC updates that have been coming out, and it's been pretty freaking crazy. But yeah, before we do that, like I mentioned my week a little bit already, but how's your guys' week? Mine's been kind of crazy. We had like a tornado warning a couple days ago. Winds reached like 110 miles per hour out here, and it was wild. We had flood warnings and all this stuff. Like it's been a fun week, but
I'm glad you're safe. I'm glad you're safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. On the
persevered.
bright side, I'm fine.
Yeah.
You know?
That's always the crazy thing, too, because it was like, 85 degrees still, too? Like, it was hot.
Yeah, it was like almost 90 degrees, and it was wild.
That's gross, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys could tell, but I added a new collection to my popcorn bucket.
Wow.
Yeah, you might not see it when the pod comes out, because I think you guys will be right there, but I got a Stitch popcorn bucket. They didn't have the How to Train Your Dragon one, so I'm still trying to get it, but if anyone has it, let me know. Slide into the DMs. Not like that, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah. How about you, Cameron? How was your week?
It's been good. It's been busy. I work for the government, so I don't really need to speak too much about that. So yeah, it's been busy. Other than that, I saw Paige wanted me to take her to see Materialists over the weekend, so we went and saw.
Who's Paige?
That's my girl, dude. You know that. Come on.
I just wanted to make sure
people don't know that.
The people don't.
knows.
Yeah.
Yes. Shout out.
Yeah, shout out. But yeah, we went and saw Materialists.
Oh, that's not Chris Hemsworth, but
Chris Evans, Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, the
Johnson.
2 cool people.
Yeah.
And Dakota Johnson.
Yeah, she said, "Yeah, Chris Evans is in them all." All right, sign me up.
yeah,
I'll be there.
She wanted to see Pedro. I was like, I want to see Chris Evans.
I'll see both of them. They're great.
But no, it was okay. It was okay. I won't speak too much about it, but advertised as a rom-com, wasn't really a rom-com. There wasn't a lot of comedy in it. If I could just sum it up,
that's kind of a bummer because
I was very bummed out. I was excited.
I would have gone into it as like a rom-com because Chris Evans.
That's what I did. I was like, I'm excited to like laugh and stuff, and I probably laughed a couple times, but it really wasn't too funny. There was like some serious stuff in it.
Yeah.
There's some like sexual,
I might have to go check it
type
out.
deal, like domestic violence type stuff.
Oh no,
not with the main characters, like a little side thing, but
well, side quest.
Side quest, yes. Yeah, I was really bummed it wasn't a rom-com. The one thing that I was really upset about is it's whatever, but it's like super focused on how dating is in our modern world today, about like how people, whether it's male or female, what they want in a partner, whether it's money, certain height they have to be. And the height thing was like a major thing in this movie. I don't know why, but that's like was a really big thing in this movie.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was all right. It could have been better.
I think I'm good in that front. I'm like 6'4".
Yeah, you're fine. See, yeah, you're good.
So I passed the mark.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I got that height. Let's go all good.
Let's go. How about you, Austin?
It's been a good week. Just nothing really too crazy. We saw How to Train Your Dragon last Friday over at our local theater. And then what else did we watch? We watched Wicked this weekend. I had never seen part 1 yet. It's pretty dope. Not gonna lie to you.
The new trailer came out too. For Wicked 2.
Yeah, for the second part of it. I honestly, and I met Cameron. I didn't get a chance to talk to you about it, but Max, I've told you, it's like I have a really hard time getting into musicals like that, especially because I know it's like a Broadway show. So
I get it.
I think that the fact that it wasn't the actual Broadway show drew me in more because like the effects they were able to add to it.
Yeah, 100%.
So it was super cool to see that, and like at first I went into it and I was like, I don't really know like too much about it.
Mhm.
But McKenna, my girlfriend, was giving me, she was like, just give it a chance, like keep watching. And I was like, all right. And then so I kept watching, and it's like the more you watch, the more you're like, wait, how does this connect like to the Wizard of Oz? Like, and how far does it go down the road? But by the end of the movie, I was like, all right, that was pretty good. I'm not gonna, it wasn't my favorite
I
movie.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't watched it
I
either.
heard it's good. I do want to see it. I like musicals. Like I always end up liking them more than I would think.
Yeah,
You know,
I can get
and
that.
so maybe I might be like a musical type of guy. But
Yep.
like Les Mis was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was good.
Greatest Showman,
Greatest Showman was
Mhm.
great.
pretty great.
Yeah,
And so
like this one was very much so a musical. Like they were singing, it felt like there's a song every few
for every scene,
minutes. Yeah, pretty much.
yeah,
But there were a few
That's
breaks
cool.
which I felt like were kind of needed. But yeah, it was definitely a lot of singing for sure. But other
Yeah.
than that,
You were singing along, weren't you?
I was one dude. Well, the ones that I knew, like the popular song, because that was all over TikTok for.
Oh yeah,
popular.
Yeah, that song was all over TikTok for
Did
the
you
solid.
guys like that?
I
That was
did like
pretty good.
that.
That's pretty
And
good.
then
Right?
the
Sign me
one
up.
where everyone kept like making fun of her, the note that she hits.
Oh,
At the it's at the very end of the movie.
Defying gravity.
Yeah, defying gravity. There you go. So
Oh, dude, I saw that they performed it. What at the Oscars, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty great.
Yeah.
If that's the song, that was pretty good. That's actually what made me want to watch the movie a lot because I thought that performance was great.
Yeah. Overall, good movie. Other than that, celebrated my birthday. That was back in May, and then the birthdays in my family that were in June last night, and then I get to look forward to getting some wisdom teeth out tomorrow, so that should be fun.
Oh, could you send us the videos so we can?
I'm not going-
He's
I'm not
not.
gonna
He's
be
not
under.
going under. Yeah.
I'm having because they're already impacted and erupted, so it's like they can just pull them essentially.
So he's gonna be
You're like-
awake during all of it.
Yeah.
You're raw dogging it.
Yeah, they're gonna shoot me up. I'm gonna literally walk in and say I don't want to feel anything, please.
Please,
Please, for the love of
don't
God.
Give me
feel
the
anything.
strongest steroids you have.
Yeah,
Let's go, dude.
I want to look shredded by the end of this procedure.
dude. Well, let me know. Call me when you do it, dude.
I will. I'm gonna be sitting there like,
I want to update.
"Oh, dude, be
It's a good idea.
Just swollen the cotton balls in your mouth and stuff, dude. Oh, it was the best. So we're gonna go into our first topic. Cameron, you want to take it away with
I got
our
you.
How
I
to
got
Train
you.
Your Dragon segment?
Let's do it. All right. How to train
Do
your
you want to set a timer?
timer started.
Let's go.
All right. So, How to Train Your Dragon. It's been,
Mm-hmm.
I think, 15 years, 10 years,
The original movie came out in 2010,
2010. 15
15
years.
years.
It's been 15 years, boys.
if I'm not mistaken.
And
Google.
we got How to Train Your Dragon live action.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. But
It was great.
2010." Yeah,
I want to, and we'll talk about this. But I want to ask you guys. We got a time limit, so I want to get through this.
rapid
Yeah, let's go.
fire.
Get
But
into it.
all right, for you guys, did this live action live up to your expectations? Why or why not?
Ooh, can I go first?
Yep.
Yeah, go first. All you.
Okay. So fun fact, I never watched the original
Oh.
all the way through. I watched parts. I've seen parts on TikTok. I've seen parts on YouTube. I've
Right.
seen parts on TV when they play it.
Right.
Never watched the full animated version. So I kind of went into it I knew who the characters were. Like everyone knows who Hiccup is, the main
Mhm.
character. Everyone knows Toothless, obviously, one of the most adorable things ever. And then, so going into live action, I was worried about it, but
Yeah.
man, it exceeded my expectations because my expectations were high because everyone talks about it. You guys were talking to me about it, saying, "Hey, go watch the original one before," but I was like,
Right.
let me just go into this new one and then I'll watch the original one.
Right.
It was fantastic. I loved it. Yeah, I loved it. It just blew me away. Everything about it was so great.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. It exceeded my expectations, especially with I feel like a lot of live action lately has not really lived up to the expectation, and I feel like
Yeah.
this movie really set the bar of what you can do with live action, especially with something like dragons. You can't just incorporate everything, in the realism and stuff like that. It's still a fictional thing, but at the same time, they did such a good job of incorporating that into this film. And I felt like the scenes that we see in the original compared to this, they go hand in hand, which is so awesome.
Yeah, I did hear going into the movie just from other podcasts and all them stuff, all the reviews. like I read that it was like a shot for shot remake, and I
Yep.
was like, dude, if this is a shot for shot remake, this is great. And I
Yeah.
know that was kind of everyone's like, ooh, it's a shot for shot remake. We don't know about it, but yeah, I loved it.
I'd love to hear your opinion when you watch the original too,
Yes.
to see if it's different than ours
Original
as
anime one?
watching the original and the other
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
little.
Sick.
Yeah. This, I mean, directed and this whole world is created by Dean DeBlois, and I remember watching an interview not too long ago, and he said, because I was just trying to get myself hyped for the live action.
Is that the director?
Yeah, Dean. He created all this. And
He made it. He made like the original one, right? The animated one.
Yes. And
Sick.
what I love is in this interview, he was like, he was very skeptical if he was ever gonna, because he did his 3 movies, and I think there was like a couple shorts or something or specials, and he did all that, and he was like, I'm happy with what I did. I'm done. And obviously, in the last, you could say, 10 years, the uprising of live actions from animations. And I think from what he said is, I don't think he was worried, but he was definitely nervous. I think that someone was going to take this story and do it in their own way. So he was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. This is my story. I want to tell it. And this is the formula for a live action remake. If you're going to do it, this is exactly how you need to do it. I get there's a lot of, I don't want to say agendas, but some live actions that we've gotten obviously kind of do things differently in a way. And he didn't want to do that. He wanted to bring all that emotion from those movies that we saw years ago in the animation and bring it to the screen today. And that's what I love.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
did
I know
amazing.
we got live actions. We got like, obviously we got Lion King, which was I think the first big one.
Yeah.
And that was like a shot for shot remake, but
Mhm.
it didn't like express that like the animals really well.
Yeah.
And then obviously we got like Snow White, we got Aladdin,
Yep.
which the stories changed a little bit.
Mhm.
I enjoyed Aladdin. And then
Aladdin was good. Yeah.
we
That's with
just
Will
got Lilo
Smith
and
as
Stitch. I
Genie,
still
right?
haven't seen Lilo and Stitch. What was that?
I said Aladdin was the one with Will Smith as Genie.
Yeah, I
Okay.
liked it.
Yeah.
It was solid, but sick.
But yeah, so going to the next question is, speaking about emotion, actually, is was there a scene or scenes that hit you guys the hardest emotionally? And did you expect that going into it?
Dude, I'm gonna take the reign again,
Do it.
and go first. But like I said, I didn't know what to like. I did see the animated version of the test flight when he first flew.
Yeah.
So I always thought that was cool. I heard the music, the score, and I was like, okay, cool. That part was pretty sick seeing it in theaters, and I saw it in IMAX, and it was like it's pretty cool seeing all of that, and like the music was intense. Spoiler full, obviously. We're not doing spoiler free right now. But one of the scenes that hit me the hardest was when they trapped Toothless. Dude, I got a cat, guys. Okay,
Yeah.
Let
me tell you, it was emotional.
Yeah.
I was like, someone better let this dragon free, dude. Like,
and you could see the panic.
yeah, and he looked so scared, and I was like, there's no way. It's that scene kind of hit me the hardest.
I think anyone that has a cat is gonna like relate totally to this movie and feel like that's their own personal best friend right there.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I saw it with my roommate, and he was like, dude, that's Luna. That's your cat. I'm like, I know, dude. I freaking know. But yeah.
Yeah, Austin, what about you?
I mean, mine's probably the same scene. I would say that one and the I mean, it's right around that too. Like when God, I'm spacing on the dad's name, but when
Stoic.
Hiccup's Stoic, when they
Gerard Butler played him in the animated version too, right?
Yeah.
He voiced
Yes,
him.
yes,
That
he
was
did.
pretty cool.
Yes, he
So
did.
I like that a lot.
when he goes down there to finally break him free under the water, and they have that moment like face to face, and you could tell Toothless is still like mad at him. And then you could just tell like he's trying to have that connection with him, like, hey, I'm gonna help you. Like, this is what we're doing now. And like he accepts that dragons, something that he's hated for so long, he is gonna help, and he wants to, be able to support and love him regardless. So
yeah. Well, shoot,
what about you?
it's 2 great scenes that definitely made me emotional. I'll do something. I'll go a little different though. I definitely was emotional on a lot of scenes in this movie, but
There's a big one. There's a big one that I won't even mention.
One that really, I mean, even the animation is just I'm a very big sucker for the score of a movie, and especially when it goes so perfectly well with the scene and with the movie.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
taking Astrid when they go on the flight with Toothless, and that whole scene with
that's pretty
how
cool.
soft like the score is, and that whole scene was just amazing. Yeah, wow. I'm getting chills just thinking about it. But yeah,
I have
go
an
ahead.
honorable mention.
Go ahead.
The scene that hit me hard was the dad when he was like, "You're not my son." Oh, dude, I was lost it. I was like, fuck. I was like, I took it hell personal. I was like, "What do you mean?
Right.
Like, what do you mean, dude? Like that one was great. I don't know how it hit in animation, but
another one actually is when Hiccup and Toothless are taking the Alpha Dragon all the way up to the sky.
Yeah.
Is that the name?
The big one?
No,
the
but
big
I'm
one?
just calling. I forgot what it's called, but
I mean, if it was like that makes sense.
it's basically the Alpha Dragon, but
That dude was big.
they're taking it up there, and I'm forgetting I think it's Gobber, the guy who has the prosthetic arm and leg, who like does the training. And he right next to Stoic is all saying how Hiccup that's the next chief right there,
right?
And Stoic just looks at him. He's like, yeah,
mm-hmm.
like because like in that moment they're all like Hiccup's just showing his true bravery, and he's doing whatever it takes to protect everyone.
Keep them alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that just hit extremely in all the right ways.
Mm-hmm.
But since we hit the emotional scene, what was your guys' favorite scene?
I think it's just I have like the same answers. I think those scenes were like pretty much my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Like the flying into the first test flight was pretty great. When he was giving him the fish and stuff, it just and like
when they're getting to know each other. Yeah.
Well, he like Toothless made Hiccup eat the fish.
Yeah.
I fucking laughed out loud, dude. And my theater was packed. I saw it on Saturday, so a couple days after it released, and my theater was still packed. The IMAX, it was like a huge IMAX showing, which was great to see because like I think I haven't seen that in an IMAX theater since Top Gun. But it was I like laugh out loud, and you hear like kids laughing. I'm like, oh yeah, sure.
Right.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's great. It was awesome. I loved it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably say like the similar with the emotional scenes, but the one scene that I really like that kind of it's similar to like the fish scene, but it's more so when Hiccup starts to smile at him and then Toothless smiles without his teeth. That part always gets me. Like even in the animated, it's hilarious. And then also when he's drawing in the sand and then Toothless just picks up the stick and just starts going around.
Yeah.
And then he steps on the
also
line.
didn't know Toothless had teeth. I thought he was like in the animated one he has teeth.
Yeah, so he can like
rescind them.
Yeah. That's
like that surprised me. I remember like looking at my roommate and I was like, wait, he has teeth?
Yeah.
When we say this movie is a shot for shot, it's literally there's a few things missing, but it's a shot for shot.
Right.
Oh wow.
There's actually
like everything that was in the movie was in the animated version.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
What
about you, Cam?
Honestly, the first test flight is hands down my favorite scene.
Right.
It was in the animated and it is in this movie. It's just phenomenal.
Such a cool scene.
It was so dope.
Amazing.
Especially when like he lifts off Toothless and he's like the gravity's forcing him because you see that in the animated. I was wondering if they were gonna get it into this, and I was like, that was really cool.
Well, I like the part where he swung back.
Yeah.
Or he swung back and like the score kind of was about to start.
Right.
And so I liked it a lot. It was dope.
I just really love how he's in a split of in the seconds he's deciding whether to use his cheat sheet.
Yeah.
Or because he's like you could see it's like focusing in on the cheat sheet and then how close they are to hitting the ground.
Right.
And then he just trusts his instincts and just yeets it. And then I just love that scene.
It's so cool.
It's so good.
It was dope.
Max, I know you already mentioned it, which I was gonna bring up, but obviously we got Gerard Butler back as Stoic. But what did you guys think about the other casting choices as far as Hiccup, Astrid, or anyone you guys want to talk about?
I thought the guy, I don't know his name, but I should have had it on here in our notes, but the guy that played Hiccup,
Mason Thames.
Yeah, he did great.
Mason Thames. He was freaking awesome, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it's weird because he definitely like in the beginning stuff he sounded like the animated version of the dude, which I know that guy is played by the dude from This Is the End. I don't know his name.
Yeah,
but he's like the main character from This Is the End.
Yeah,
right. But I kind of like anytime I close my eyes for a quick second, like I heard him, and and then it changed a little bit,
Yeah.
and like I liked that, you know. But dude, freaking, it's weird because like if I had to compare it to like another live action like dragon-esque TV show or movie, I was thinking of the son. Austin, I know you know this from House of Dragons, not the Game of Thrones. I don't know if you watch House of Dragons actually. Oh, you haven't yet. Well, in House of Dragons, the main son, they kind of gave me like, I was like, dude, I was wondering if he could fit in that role,
Yeah.
but then I was like, no, he's not like relatable enough, you know?
Right.
Like this dude was like very lighthearted and he just cared a lot, and yeah, I liked it a lot.
Right. Characters, I would say Hiccup definitely was a phenomenal pick. Like Marcus Thames, or not Marcus Thames.
Mason Thames.
Mason Thames.
Yeah.
Marcus Thames is a baseball player, right?
Eric Thames is the baseball
Eric
player.
Thames is who I'm thinking of. But Mason Thames did a really great job. I know, what is it? I mean, Stoic was played by Gerard Butler, and I thought that was really cool to still hear the same voice.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was a great performance. I don't think. I mean, the only gripe I had was the one that's like kind of like jokish of the group. I forget his name. Not Lugnut.
Snotlout.
Yeah.
Snotlout. Yeah.
I couldn't connect with it like compared to the animated. I
So-
thought
Which one was that?
Snotlout, the kid that was always trying to like impress everyone.
Impress his dad.
yeah.
So what I'm gonna speak about that just a little bit.
Yeah.
Before I forget it. So in the animated, which I kind of like how they did it for this, but in the animated, they never explained why he was like that. But they did it good with the live action. Like, oh, he's only just trying to kind of live up to his dad and impress his dad.
Impress him.
And that's why he was like that. And the animation never showed that. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I did enjoy that portion of it because we didn't see that in the animation. The only thing, I don't know, I felt more like engaged with the animated character because I felt like it was like the joking and the comedy gave me very much so like old. I know it's not a Disney movie, but it gave me like old Disney movie vibes where he's like making jokes and it's, like
slapstick comedy.
Yeah. But with the live action, I just didn't get that as much. And I think he did a great job, like with the acting with it. I think I preferred the animated version of that character. That was like the only one that I really had a true gripe with. I mean, Astra did great. Yeah, I mean that's all. That was like my only thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring up Astrid. I can say this going into this movie, I was nervous about Astrid. Nico Parker. I had only ever seen her in The Last of Us when she played Joel's daughter.
She died like in the first episode. Right?
Died in the first episode, yeah. Very sad.
Wait, what?
But honestly, I was very skeptical and nervous on Astrid in the animation. I'm not gonna say she was a tomboy, but she had tomboyish traits in a way. Kind of a Viking girl, right?
Wanting to be the leader.
Wanting to be the leader, and I told my girlfriend Paige about this. I was like, after the movie, no problems at all. She did amazing.
Yeah, I thought she did great.
She did great. I was like, yeah, exactly. And she was just Nico Parker. Props to you. You crushed it.
She was just a badass. Dude.
Yeah.
Like she was, especially in the training center. I was like, dude, she is such a badass.
Yeah,
she's like, stay out of my way.
Got all the emotional parts down in the movie, and but we're a little past the timer, but I think we can get through these agree disagrees super quick.
Yeah, we're still looking great.
But all right, we're gonna go into agree disagrees.
Where's our disagree cards? Oh, there it is.
I don't know. We're
always got them.
Like, what do you mean?
Always got them.
Yeah. All right, let's get into this. Max, I know you never saw the animation, but the dragons looked better in animations than they did in live action. Agree or disagree? All right, ready? 2, 1.
I'm gonna say disagree. Oh, Austin agree. I'm gonna say disagree. The reason why, and I know we're gonna go to the next one real quick, but I just want to explain this. The live action, and I think what sets this apart from all the other live actions that I've seen, is that the animation, how real it felt. It was so nice to see, like the emotion on the dragon's face, especially like Toothless and stuff.
Yeah,
like you guys mentioned when he smiled, and he tried smiling back.
Right.
All that was great because like that's what was missing for The Lion King for me.
Yeah.
The Lion King, like when they were like singing and all that stuff, because Lion King's very much a musical movie as well. It has musical parts to it. It didn't seem like it was too real where like I was like watching like Nat Geo, and they were just opening up their mouths. This, like, I'm like, dude, the dragons are shown have emotions, you know,
Right.
and you see it really well. And I
Mhm.
was like, if that's how the animated ones were, and like from the clips I've seen on the animation, I'm like, dude, this is so legit. It's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we go to
Awesome.
the next one. My bad. I just wanted to
Austin,
say
you
that.
want to add anything real quick?
While I answered agree, I did think that the dragons looked great in this movie. The only reason I pick agree is just because I love the animated aspect of the characters in the original movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because of what you just mentioned, like the emotion and stuff you could see on them. I think in the animated, they did a really good job of that. I think that the discrepancy between like how Toothless looked and how the other dragons looked, that was the only thing that kind of threw me off a little because they were very realistic, in my
Yeah.
opinion,
Yeah, I think they were. Yeah, it
which
looked
is
like
cool. I
it
don't,
was like
yeah,
if they were in real life, I would feel like okay, cool. That's like real life dragons,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
but Toothless looked very, I don't know, like for me, it looked,
I know what you mean. Yeah.
yeah, like he was an animated character still, but he wasn't.
I
He
think
was, but he wasn't.
I think how we see it that way is because out of the other dragons, Toothless is the more expressive one, right?
Right, exactly.
And that's how we see it. And I won't go super into it, but I forgot what type of dragon it is, but the two-headed dragon, that one does the gas and the fire.
Mhm.
I just thought that looked so cool.
It was
All the
dope.
dragons looked amazing.
Yeah,
But
they look-
speaking about expressive and dragons, but
Mhm.
here's our next one. It's impossible to make dragons feel as expressive in live action as they did in animation. Agree or disagree?
Well,
Count us down. 3,
3,
2.
2, 1.
It's like the same answer.
It's
like
the
kinda
same, yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
I
just
get
because
it.
like
Our last answers kind of went into this
yeah,
one.
I don't know. You
Mhm.
like seeing the dragons in the little training center or in the challenge, whatever.
right.
Like even like the one that was like the one that ended up like sneezing, like the big one.
Yeah.
Right.
Like when he was like sneezing and stuff, like you could see the emotion. I was
Yeah,
like,
you
dude,
can.
they're capturing it, you
Mhm.
know. So yeah, that's my take on it. Just because I haven't seen the
Yeah.
animation one though.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, Austin, you could
I mean,
see in
you could see
scenes,
it,
you could
yeah.
see the fear that Toothless had in some of the scenes. You could see.
Right.
I could spend another 10 minutes talking about it. It was amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, next one. The soundtrack score hit more deep than the animated version did. 3, 2, 1.
I mean, Max hasn't seen the.
I'm just gonna say disagree because
That's fine. Yeah.
I haven't seen the animation in
Right.
full. Like I've seen parts, and like I said, the part that I know for a fact, like the test flight,
Mhm.
that was it was pretty dope seeing it. I saw it both, so it's like those scenes were pretty cool, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Right.
I think it was like pretty much the same. I think the animated one for me, it hit, like certain parts hit a little bit better.
Mhm.
Like it was timed a little bit more better than the live action one.
Mhm.
But the live action one, obviously, you have more noises, especially like I said, I saw it in IMAX, and you have more noises, like
Yeah.
where you hear the wind a lot more. You know,
Yep.
you hear that, and so I get that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's basically what I was going to say, Max. What you just hit right there is with this live action, and I agree with the live action, the score hit for me more because of those like added sounds that you're getting. It's a
Yeah.
newer
Gotcha.
movie, so there's
Yeah.
probably better technology when they're
Oh,
making
yeah.
these movies. So like the test flight scene, you're hearing the wind, you're hearing all these little things that you probably didn't hear in the animation. So like that's
Yeah.
what really hit it for me is why I think I like the soundtrack score hit more deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Austin, anything to add?
No, I think that definitely that hit all the topics I was going to bring up. Just like the added quality,
Mhm.
added like sound effects that go with it. I think that just had more of a realistic sound to it, which was really
sure.
cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. If you guys lived on Burke, the island, or like where they live, if you lived there, what would your job be, and how would
Man.
you contribute to their village?
Well, for me, like I said, I don't know if they go more into it on the animated one, but they really didn't. The live action one, I really didn't see much. I just saw like there's people that would build the weapons.
Yeah, they had like
But
a fire
there's, like-
squad, like little firefighters in a way.
Oh yeah, I thought that was more just like the younger group because they didn't want them directly fighting
Mhm.
dragons yet. So like, oh, you do the little tasks, like put out the fires and all that, which was cool to see in the very like intro, like it kind of introduced it. But for me, I think I would love to like make weapons, but also go like fight the dragons, like that one dude.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? The dude with the
Oh God, I
leg and stuff.
think it's Gobber. I think.
Yeah, that guy, that dude was cool.
Yeah.
And he was played by the dude from
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't know why I'm forgetting his name.
I forget.
But,
I know.
sad. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I would take any role as long as I could fight a dragon, dude. They were.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you, the power scaling in that movie.
I think it's one of
They
them
were
that we'll never know. Either the Vikings were super tough or the dragons were weak.
Well, that's my thing because like I said, the only other dragon thing I got like live action was like Game of Thrones and How to Train Dragon, Game of Thrones and like House of Dragon, and those dragons are like beasts.
Right.
You know, you can't like if you see one of the dragons, you're screwed. You're
even
dead. You know,
like Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit and stuff. Like
Right.
those
Yeah, you're
dragons are you're dead.
Yeah, but these guys, they were like, let me just uppercut you.
Yeah.
You know, I was like,
That's
whoa.
impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, dope.
But to be
that was
fair, Stoic in the animation, he was just like that.
cool. Yeah,
He
got
was
it.
just like
he,
that.
he was him, dude.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Austin, what would your job be?
Is this pre-Vikings tamed or post?
Is this
Pre-what?
what?
Is this before that they become friends with
No,
with the
it could
dragons?
be. It could be at any time.
Oh, anytime. I feel like a cool job would be to go out and find more dragons to bring back to the group. I mean,
Oh,
I'm sure that
okay.
they already. I'm sure that they communicate. However, the
Mhm.
dragons communicate with each other, and they're saying like you should come back here. But like the ones that they're traveling out to go find, I think that would be cool. Or even this is kind of spoiler going into the second movie, like the ones that would go.
Oh,
It's
that
not
didn't
anything
help
too spoiler, but
anything.
when they ride the dragons to like
Can't
go
hear you.
find different areas on the map,
Yeah.
that would be cool. Like a geographer type flyer. That
Yeah.
would be so sick.
There wasn't
So.
any spoiler, Max.
No,
Oh,
it's
okay.
in the second movie. They have people that go out and like explore the map.
Pause.
They're explorers.
They're
That's all.
explorers.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I feel like that would be fun.
Honestly, I would love to just barbecue some food for everyone.
That's
Oh my
real.
god, I was gonna say that. I swear to God,
Be there.
I was like, dude,
For the
you'll be the Viking in the like the flip flops,
Dude, let me
like in the dad slippers, just cooking. So
let me
what's up?
hunt and gather. Let me fight some dragons, and let me when everyone's chill and done. Let me freaking. Well, sorry, we don't hunt dragons anymore. My bad. But let me
dude.
feed some people and some dragons.
Dude's
I think
got
that'd be
a
just
shirt.
sick.
Dude's got a shirt that says "I love New Burke" right here, or like "I love my
like
dragons."
like an apron.
Yeah, exactly.
Got my chest hair flowing with a tank top on. It's all braided and everything.
That's crazy.
But yeah, let's just wrap it up with this one. With 10 minutes over, but I think we'll be
Not
fine.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
I want your guys' ratings for this movie, and let me know just how excited you are for the second one.
Well, first, do they say they're gonna make the
Oh,
live
yeah.
action second one? I'm assuming they are. It's
They will.
such a
They're
big success
doing
right
the
now.
second one, and I'm almost positive they're going to do the third one.
Yeah, it's
Oh, boy.
it's dope.
Yeah, oh boy.
My ratings, I'm gonna do a solid 9 out of 10. I thought it was a great movie. I loved it. It was good.
Yeah.
Like I want to watch it again.
I do too. I might
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I thought it was
we'll
great.
see.
I'd say 9. 9 out of 10. Yeah, 8, like 8.5, 9. I mean,
Yeah.
no, 9. 9's fine. 9's a good rating. I won't
Solid.
shortchange it whatsoever. Yeah. I mean, it being a remake of a movie that I already really enjoyed, I think that just sets the bar higher too. So,
Solid. Yeah.
not a remake, but a
Excited
live action.
excited for the second one?
Yeah, very. Definitely some parts that I'm interested to see how they play out, but
We'll see. Yeah.
it should be really cool because the second movie we started it like a week or two ago, and it was like I think it was like right after we watched this one.
Mhm.
So Saturday.
Where's it on?
or
Is it
something.
on? What
should
is it on?
be on
Peacock.
Peacock, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll go check it out.
A lot of the DreamWorks stuff
DreamWorks
is.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and we started watching it, and there's a lot of parts that I forgot about, and I'm like, oh yeah, so this is gonna be sick. So yeah, I'm very excited.
Dope.
As much as I want to give it a 10, I don't think I can because Sinners is a 10.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'll give it a 9 as well. This movie was amazing. I am so excited for the second one. I'm so excited for the third one. Like you said, Austin, I'm very interested to see some scenes from the second one live action.
and if you've seen the second one, you know
And
what
if
we're
you've
talking about.
seen the second one, yes, you do.
Oh, no, I'm about
You gotta go watch the second one now. Yeah.
I'm gonna watch
Max,
tonight.
You have a choice. You could either go into it without knowing anything like
Nope.
you did
No,
for
I
this
got-
one. Oh,
nope.
you're gonna see it. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
fair.
gonna see it.
But,
No, I know it's on
Yeah,
Peacock.
that was
I'll go check it
our
out.
How to Train Your Dragon review.
Sick.
That was amazing. Thanks, guys.
Dope.
Yeah.
Good job.
Such a
Yeah.
good movie.
Yeah.
moving on, Austin, actually, you want to hit us up with the what's been popping on Twitter? What's been leaking on the news? Like, what's going on with all the DC Marvel updates,
All right.
casting stuff? Hit us up.
I feel like a news reporter right now. Like
I
this
know, dude.
just in. Not
This
really
just in.
in, but
Breaking news.
breaking kind of news. So first little tidbit that we kind of talked about earlier in the week. I think it was around 2-3 days ago. We have an official casting confirmed by James Gunn, confirmed by Deadline Magazine about the actor who will be playing Clayface in the DCU. Tom Reese Harries, who is, man, I forget what, I just had it on the tip of my tongue, but what projects he's in. So he beat out a few of the actors like Remick from Sinners, Jack O'Connell, Tom Blythe, who is in the new Hunger Games movie, and then Leo Woodall, who is in White Lotus.
The show White Lotus.
Yeah. So that was a big headline. I think that Clayface is definitely going to play into the darker tone that they're kind of leaning into. I think in the earlier, like the monsters and I forget what the name of it is, monsters and something. James Gunn's mentioned it before, but they are going to lean heavy into that. Alongside with this news.
Wait, just on that topic, by the way.
Yeah.
So when you hit us up with that,
Yeah.
I had to see. I saw the first image of his face, right?
Oh my.
Let me tell you something. Everyone, like most people know Clayface, right? Most people know he's like this big monster made out of mud. You see him in Batman. You see him in a whole bunch of animated stuff, Justice League, all this stuff.
Cube pudding boy right here.
Yeah.
Add him in.
Oh yeah, he'll be somewhere on the screen.
Somewhere there.
Hey, wait, hold on. You said that last time about the Jedi on a horse, and he was never there.
You're right. This dude will be.
You better make this keep this promise.
This dude will be here because let me tell you, this dude is an attractive man.
He's
okay,
mewing.
He is. I looked at it, I was like,
Rizzler.
wait, he's playing Clayface? I was like, this dude's attractive. Like, I don't want to take my girl to go see that movie. Like, she's like, oh yeah, I
So
love
we're not
Clayface.
doing it.
I'm like, what? No, we're not
Sorry.
doing it, dude.
We can go,
But-
but only when he changes into Clayface.
I want to see if that has something to do with
Yeah. I'm
like
sure
the
it
plot
does.
of the movie. I heard the script is really good. James Gunn talks about his scripts, and he's like, that one's a finished script. It's done. It's ready to go, and it's like it's amazing. So I'm really hyped about it. I want to see how this character does. But yeah, just want to shout out.
Shout him out.
What's his name? Reese Harries.
Tom Reese
dude.
Harries is how I would pronounce that. And
Yeah,
if I'm
Tom-
wrong, I apologize.
Tom Reese Harries.
No
hit us
offense,
up.
no offense,
Be on the
Tom.
pod, dude.
Yeah, what else has he been in? Because I feel like I've never heard
I
of
had
him
it
before.
written down, and I think it got deleted.
No
Um,
offense to him at all. I'm sure he's going to be amazing. I feel like I've never seen, unless
He is in. What's that movie called? Oh my God, why is it not loading?
Here, you keep talking. I have Google myself. I don't know why. You're good.
So on to the next bit of news. This one actually came out today. On his interview with the Today Show, Damson Idris, who is the co-star alongside Brad Pitt in F1,
Yes.
was asked some rapid fire questions, which led into the next question asking, have you had any conversations with Marvel about possibly being the next Black Panther? Yes or no? And to his response, he said super quickly, yes, no?
Oh,
And then they asked him, if they asked you, would
Hold
you do
on.
it? And he said, yes. So,
That's interesting. I don't even know. He from the trailer looks super dope.
Yeah.
I don't know who the actor is really,
right,
but from the trailer, he looks really good in the trailer and stuff for F1.
right.
Excited to see that movie. Yeah, I think just in general, I think having Black Panther continue in the MCU, I think it would be great.
Right.
You know, whether it be a recasting, whatever it is, I think that that superhero meant a lot for a lot of people.
yes,
Right.
And
yes.
I think
Continuing
I don't know.
that
Obviously,
legacy.
I didn't know Chadwick Boseman personally, but obviously, like rest in peace. But I would think he would want the character to continue.
Exactly.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't know that for a fact, but it's just my opinion on it. So
Yeah. He's, in all honesty, I think F1 is going to be one of his biggest roles that he's going to be in. He's in the FX show Snowfall. I don't know if you guys have watched it.
okay,
He's
yeah,
in
yeah,
Snowfall.
okay,
and then
okay.
I know him from, he's in like one episode of Black Mirror. So I
Got it.
remembered him from that. And I was like, I've seen this guy before. I just can't put the name to it. But he's a really good actor from what I've seen, and I'm interested to see how he plays the role in F1. I mean, I think that that's like a very unique new story.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping the effects are super legit with the racing aspect of it. And yeah, I think that it's going to probably hit it right out of the park. But him playing back Black Panther would be awesome. I think he would, it'd be a great
for
role.
sure.
I'm interested to see if it is the son, spoiler.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see if that's the route they go or if it's like from a different universe, essentially.
Yeah.
But
Sick.
yeah, leading into my next topic.
Mm-hmm.
So we got some news today. Mr. Kevin Feige, the head honcho, salute, dropped some news saying that something that we kind of already knew was going to be coming up. But Fantastic Four's ending is going to lead directly into Doomsday. So,
That makes sense.
in my head, when I hear that, and you guys can chime in on this, we've got to be getting someone in this movie that's going to either, like, what happens to pull them into the universe, which we've kind of talked about already, or
Yeah.
they're not. And is that person going to be Doctor Doom? Do we think we get an early look at him here in Fantastic Four?
Yeah, I would assume we do. I assume we get a little bit, either in the post-credit scene,
Right.
or like post-credit scene or mid-credit scene. I think we need to get Doom somehow.
Yeah.
Get Robert Downey Jr. in there.
Yeah, definitely.
He is the main villain of the Fantastic Four, so
Dude,
that's all I'm going to say on that.
He could be. We talked about it before. We thought it may be Franklin Richards in the shit, but could be Doctor.
That's what I'm saying.
Dope.
Do you think we see anyone else other than him? I know there was that
hard.
video of the character walking in covered, and
Yeah.
people are trying to hide who it was.
It's hard. It could be, obviously, like it could be the person that was like hidden. It could have been like ex Fantastic Four people.
Yep.
You know, like Mr. Fantastic from another universe.
Yep.
Could be something to do with Council of Reeds.
Right.
I think that's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the director, Matt Chapman, right?
Matt Shackman. Yeah.
Matt Shackman.
You said Matt Chapman?
Another baseball player.
He said go Giants.
Also said that he looked at the Council of Reeds a lot. He studied that
Right.
for this movie. So I would assume it's probably one of them. But
Right.
yeah, I don't got much to say on that.
Cool.
I can't wait for it.
Might be a Tom Hiddleston sighting. Little Loki action. God of Stories.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised. On that note, building off of some other Marvel news, we have two quick things. Today, it was in the news, I believe, citing MCU The Direct. They noted that Marvel added a new movie to their slate scheduled for December 15th, 2028. With no title, untitled so far. What do you guys think it could be?
I think it's too late to call it.
Too
or
early
too early to call it. It's something that Marvel has done already, just to kind of like reserve a spot. But
Yeah.
with so many changes, like anything could pop up.
Yep, definitely.
So, yeah, I have no clue. I think it's too early to call.
I'm gonna say it's an X-Men movie.
Yeah.
I think that's easy.
It's an easy guess. It's a year after Secret Wars,
Right.
so I'm gonna say it's an X-Men movie.
Yeah, I'd probably lean towards the X-Men for sure. I mean, there's so many characters that they still have to introduce too. Like, I mean, Blue Marvel, like they haven't even released some of their heavy hitters yet. So it's they
We'll see
might
the
start to
direction
build
they
on
go
that.
in. Yeah.
I feel like with the aftermath of Secret Wars 2, we're going to see a lot of characters we've never seen before, and then they're going to want to make the films for them after, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, for
No,
sure.
100%. I agree.
And then last note that I had in the news, I think it was yesterday or today, the official schedule for the release for Ironheart on Disney Plus is going to be releasing episodes 1 through 3 on June 24th, which I believe is next Tuesday, most likely 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time. At least that's how it's usually done. And then they're actually going to be releasing the last 3 episodes, so a total of 6 episodes on July 1st, 1 week later. How do you guys
Is it
feel
just
about
6
that
episodes?
format?
Yes.
Only 6.
Oh, it's that short?
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't even think we know
Really?
how long the episodes are yet either.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Oh,
just-
shoot. I did
just
not know
6
that.
episodes.
I did not know it was like a 6-episode series.
I-
Okay.
I honestly thought they were dropping just all 6.
Yeah,
But-
I did too.
That's fine.
I don't.
We
my
haven't
thoughts
seen
on
this
that,
before.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it. I've not been a fan of when Disney Plus shows do this.
Right.
They did it with the second season of Andor. It's
What, like everything
launched-
at once?
they launch like 3 episodes at a time,
Oh.
like every week or whatever, like 3 to 2 episodes a week. And so it's like, I think it would have still been going on if they released it like one episode per week.
Because Daredevil kind of did this in a way. They did 2 episodes, or right? It was
2 for
Daredevil.
the first,
2
then
did
one,
then 2, and then they just kind of were
Yeah,
going.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It kind of makes me want more, but Daredevil's like a longer show.
yeah,
6 episodes is kind of just like, what is that? That's 1 week. Is that 1 week?
Yeah.
June 24th to July 1st. Yeah, that's 1 week.
Yeah, 1 week, Tuesday to Tuesday, or Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't know.
it's not. Yeah, next week.
Next week.
Yeah,
essentially.
I have you know what? I am optimistic about this.
Okay.
I like the character Riri Williams, and I didn't know much about her like comic book wise, but I knew just obviously from Wakanda Forever. I liked her character a lot. I thought she was great. I like seeing like I like seeing how smart she was and stuff, and like she could like she's one of the smartest characters like in the comic books from what I've heard, or yeah, like from what I've read online and stuff. And so like she was up there with Shuri, you know, she's like helping Shuri, like, oh, why didn't you do this?
Right.
And so I like their dynamic a lot, and I like the actress that's playing Riri Williams. And so yeah, I'm excited about it. I think the CGI looks a lot better than it did in Wakanda Forever. I like the suit. I know a lot of people are kind of hating on it just from that one scene in Wakanda Forever where she like introduced herself. It looked like a video game scene kind of.
Right.
But she, like in the trailers, I think the suit does look better. It's kind of bulky, which I like. It reminds me a lot of like Iron Man 1 a little bit. It looks more real to me than how Iron Man looked in Infinity War and Endgame.
Right.
But we'll see. That's just from the trailer and like from all the clips they've been showing. I've been kind of trying to avoid most of the clips just because like I'll see like the suit and I'll be like, oh, I gotta stop watching this because I really do want to save it for when it premieres. And so yeah, I'm excited about it. It's kind of a bummer. I didn't know that they were releasing like that. So
Yeah.
that was a little bit of a bummer. But
Sorry to break that news to you, dude.
I know, dude. I'm optimistic about it though.
Hey, I'm probably in the same boat. I mean, I kind of mentioned it to you guys earlier. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the marketing has been there, but I haven't really like been drawn to it a lot. In all honesty, like my first opinion was like I didn't get a lot of the marketing, but then you brought up a good point where it's like, yeah, they have been marketing quite a bit.
Yeah.
The thing that's really drawing me in is seeing on some of those like the trailers and clips that are being released, the magic aspect of it that's being drawn in.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
that looks really cool. And then I don't know if you guys saw the photo of the names of the episodes. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I saw that photo today.
And then the 5th episode, which we know usually the last episode or the one right before it are pretty eventful. If you look at, I forget who pointed this out. It might have been either New Rockstars or something, but they pointed out
it was
that,
New Rockstars.
Yeah, it says karma's a glitch. So it's like a play on words with whatever the song is. And in Karma, it's covered with a red background behind it. Yeah. So I'm like, are they finally going to do it and show us the boy Mephisto?
Yeah, I think officially been cast as like Sacha Baron Cohen. So
yeah,
from what I've heard,
it's
so
time.
It's like
I mean, the fans have been wanting it for a while now.
Probably won't happen, but I mean,
probably won't.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We may get a reference again, like how they did in Agatha.
Yeah, who knows?
But that's all the news I got. I know, Max, you had a few rapid fire agree disagree questions
dude,
you wanted to ramble.
Yeah, before that, Cam, do you have any thoughts on Ironheart? Or
no, I mean, you guys both brought up things I was going to say. I'm optimistic. Marketing, I was trying to stay away. I feel like marketing really took off in like the last week and a half.
Yeah.
Like you said, Austin, the whole magic aspects, like
that's pretty cool.
It's a show about basically an Iron Man suit. Not Iron Man, but about a metal suit. So it's like, how are they introducing magic to this?
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's gonna be and that drew me in more. So I'm interested. Yep. I'm excited. Sick. Yeah.
Hey, dope. Executive produced by Ryan Coogler, dude.
Yes.
I trust him.
Yes. Trust in Ryan.
Sick. Going on to our next segment. So that's kind of all the news. And then we have, I have some fun little agree and disagree questions. Just regarding like the summer blockbusters, dude. We got three big summer blockbusters coming out. We obviously have Superman on July 11th. We have Jurassic World,
July 2nd.
July 2nd.
Yep.
So yeah, Jurassic World Rebirth, and then we have Fantastic Four at the end of July.
Mm-hmm.
And like, dude, movies are back. You know,
Yeah, they are.
like I think it's pretty cool just to see those big franchises. Obviously, we have Marvel, we have DC, and then we have the
Universal.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Universal, and so it's like it's cool. So I'm excited about those. But I'm gonna hit you guys up with some agree and disagree questions. You guys ready?
Yep.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Sick. Our first one, it's agree or disagree. David Cornsweat will win over doubters and become a defining Superman for this generation.
Okay.
3,
Okay.
2, 1.
Easy.
Yeah, easy. I think he's done a great job. We talked about it on the last pod. He's done great with all the advertising. Like he's this generation's Superman.
Yeah.
You know, he's kind-hearted from what we've seen. Obviously, David Cornsweat, if you want to be on the podcast, just hit me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, just Max Haircut. You know,
Yep.
You know the
Hero
deal.
Brew podcast. Just hit us up. We'll be there. We'll gladly have you on the podcast.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Maybe right before the movie.
Yeah.
Come on.
Please.
Please.
We're begging you.
Anytime. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Dude, we'll save you a seat.
Maybe before the Justice League movie. You know.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, so we all said agree. Yeah, do you guys have anything to say about it?
No, I mean, you mentioned like this is going to be this generation's Superman. I think that kids are really going to, from what I can tell from the trailer, haven't seen the, we haven't seen the movie, anything like that. But
Yeah.
I think that this Superman is really going to make an impact on the kids that go see this.
100%.
And I think that that's something, watching like the Marvel movies and some of the superhero movies like Spider-Man growing up, like it's going to make that impact on a lot of people. Like these kids are going to be growing up, and they're going to be like 25, 26 years old, and they're going to have little Funko Pops of David Cornsweat as Superman. Like it's going to
I'll
become.
also have that Funko Pop. David Cornsweat.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, we all will. I think we might have to invest. But
Yeah,
I
we,
think he's definitely going to make that impact.
Yeah, we talked about it in the last pod, like you said, Max. He's going to be this generation's Christopher Reeves. The last couple trailers for this movie have really, I think, confirmed that for me. I was skeptical at first, and I said that in the last podcast, but after seeing just these last two trailers, I'm like, oh, he's the real deal, and he's for sure this generation's Christopher Reeves.
Yeah, and what's cool about that too, kind of going off of what you just said, Cameron, David Cornsweat in an interview just mentioned that like they're like, okay, what Superman did you look for like inspiration and stuff? And he was like, he didn't say Christopher Reeves.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He actually said Tom Welling from the Smallville series.
Yeah.
Right. I believe that's his name. I'll be so angry and mad because I watched every single season of it if it's not Tom Welling. But he said that was like his generation Superman, which I had to think about it. I was like, dude, technically, like that's the most Superman person I've seen.
Yeah.
Like tenure, everything. I'm like, dude, like, oh shoot, maybe he like that dude Tom Welling is like my Superman, Like it's definitely the generation I grew up on. I'm a little older, like David Cornsweat is. But yeah, I'm excited about that because that was one of my favorite iterations of Superman and Clark Kent. So it's like he really wasn't Superman till like the end, but it was cool. I loved it. Next one is about Jurassic Park Rebirth. So agree or disagree? Rebirth is exactly what the franchise needed, meaning like, new cast, fresh tone, and a clean break from the last trilogy, like Chris Pratt's trilogy. So agree or disagree? 3, 2, 1. Oh, no. Cam, you go first since you Austin, wait, high five, dude.
I'm on the fence about this one.
I'm
excited. Don't get me wrong. I'm really excited. I think the cast is going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like it's like Fast and Furious.
Right now,
like I just feel like it just needs to stop. I get it.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, but like they're kind of on the track, right? Like the Fast and Furious has been going on.
Just about to say that. Yeah.
I'm excited, but I just think it. They should.
That's crazy. I completely disagree with you. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah.
But
you
I just
are.
I'm on the fence about it. I don't know.
Like that's the thing with the Fast and Furious, same cast, right? I mean, obviously we have certain characters that go in, but it's generally the same cast.
Mm-hmm.
And they tried changing things up
Mm-hmm.
when I don't think they needed to. Like they didn't need to build a car that goes into space.
Yeah, that
That's
was too much. Way
Fast
too much.
and Furious was about. But I think this generation needs a good Jurassic Park movie. I'm not saying anything bad about the Jurassic World franchise. I actually like that franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The last one wasn't my favorite, but I definitely think it had cool parts to it.
Right.
And And I think this one, from what we've seen, like from the trailers and stuff, that these are the dinosaurs that got rejected from the park and stuff. They're too dangerous. I'm like, dope. Let's see how it plays out. Obviously, we have Scarlett Johansson leading the way with what's her co-star?
Marshala Ali.
Marshall
Ali, and then what's the white dude?
Oh my gosh,
I forget.
I got it.
What is he from?
Continue.
Dude, I mean,
I'm excited about it. But
Jonathan Bailey.
well,
there's not much.
Jonathan Bailey.
Bridgerton.
From Bridgerton.
Wicked. He's in Wicked too. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, he's a dude. Yeah, he's one of the dudes in Wicked. Yeah.
Mhm.
There's not much more you can do with a dinosaur movie without making it
rebooting it completely
or making it like unreal. Like, it's hard to come up with a plot, and I trust him, but it's like every movie, it just seems like, all right, we're going back to this island. There's a new, bigger, scarier dinosaur that's made.
The thing is, too,
somehow Palpatine returned.
You have to realize,
oh my god,
the first Jurassic World movie did really, really good,
and it did, and that
really
was,
did.
And it was a fresh take, new cast. So that's why I'm like, dude, I'm actually excited. I think this one's gonna be pretty cool,
right?
But yeah, like I said, we'll see. And then the last agreed disagree one I have is the success of the Fantastic Four movie is a make it or break it for the MCU's future.
Okay.
This is kind of easy one. I'm gonna be surprised if we don't all have the same answer. So, 3, 2, 1. There's no way, Cameron. Austin, stop hiding from the camera. There's no way, Cameron. I know, dude. There's no way, dude.
I got scared. I was like, did I say something wrong?
I disagree.
I think it banks on it. It's gonna be so hard.
So I need you to tell me. So
yes.
From your question, a make or break. So let's say this movie underperforms. Are you saying that this movie is going to break the rest of the trajectory of the MCU?
The rest of the current trajectory of the MCU. Yeah, 100%.
I think it plays a big
You
role.
could already tell with everything that just came out. Thunderbolts. We all agreed Thunderbolts is a top 10 MCU project.
Yes.
It's in top 7 in all of our rankings, okay?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That movie did one of the worst, profit wise, right?
Yes.
That being said, that just shows Marvel is losing fans. As in Marvel, their fans are losing trust in Marvel, losing trust in Kevin Feige. They're losing all that. And I think if we get a bad Fantastic Four movie, I think it's like, okay, cool. Let's start over. Let's clash it.
And to be fair, I get what you're saying. I agree.
Yeah.
I think if this movie were to underperform in July, they're already starting over. They're doing a soft reboot. If this movie were to underperform, I still think Doomsday and Secret Wars still performs amazingly. Yeah. And then we get our soft reboot.
Dude, it's so hard because it's just like obviously we push back those movies. Who knows what projects we get in between that, right? Marvel could always launch other stuff.
Yeah.
We're still getting Wonder Man. We're still, that's been confirmed. That's coming out.
Yeah.
We're still getting Vision Quest later this year, hopefully.
Yeah.
We're getting a lot of stuff. So I'll be bummed out.
Yeah.
As an MCU lover.
Oh,
dude.
absolutely.
I am the biggest fan of the MCU. Yeah. I'm like, dude, Thunderbolts is great. It's amazing. If we get that movie, if that movie turns out bad, I'm like, oh man, dude, that's gonna suck.
It's going to, and I don't want you guys to think that I'm this movie can underperform and I'm fine with it. I'm gonna be devastated if this movie underperforms.
Right.
Our first set of Fantastic Four movies, I don't think they underperformed, but they obviously didn't.
Well, I just think
they didn't go anywhere with them, and the second one either.
Well, I'm just saying if it sucks, if it sucks, it's good. I'm like, dude,
it's
I'm not saying
suck,
the profit wise. Yeah, I'm not gonna say profit wise because profit wise, obviously we saw like I said, Thunderbolts profit wise did bad.
Yeah,
but the movie was great. People need to see it.
Yeah,
I think this movie needs to be I think it needs to be good so people will be like, oh, I'm gonna jump in my seats and I think it needs to be amazing.
Right.
You know? And so let's put trust back because I think Thunderbolts did do that with the main MCU diehards. But man, there's a lot of people that are like, okay, cool. I know people today that were talking about at my barbershop, they were like, Thunderbolts Captain America: Brave New World was a better movie because they had better action scenes, than Thunderbolts.
Everyone's opinion, yeah.
And I thought about it, I was like, okay, well, I don't think it was a better movie. Did it have better action scenes? Kind of. You know, I thought the fighting scene was pretty dope in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We
Yeah.
all gave that good scores and stuff too.
Yeah.
But I think this movie needs to be good.
It does.
It does need to be
Yeah.
good, yeah.
I think
it
that
needs to be good.
they understand, like you mentioned, Cameron, the last two sets of Fantastic Four movies weren't relatively bad. There just wasn't really an impact like this movie really has going
The last
forward.
one was
There
horrible.
was no momentum after them.
Yeah.
Well, it was in like with the last Fantastic Four movie with the Miles Teller and stuff. Obviously, we know how bad that one was.
Yeah.
Right.
Where just like no one cared about Fantastic Four.
No,
after that.
it
Like,
didn't make any sense.
As in like movie fans, obviously, right? But if you pay attention to the Secret War comic books, which like luckily like we've all known about, we've all read and stuff, and it's like we know how important the Fantastic Four is,
Yeah.
right?
Huge.
We know how important Reed Richards is,
Right.
how Doom is, you know. So I think they need to. I think it needs to be good. But just going off that one, the last question I have for you guys to kind of end the pod is like, which one of the three of those movies are you most excited about? Cam, you go first.
Fantastic Four.
It doesn't need to be in full detail, but yeah, just Fantastic
Comes
Four.
out on my birthday, so I'm excited. Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four.
I want this movie to be a success. Don't get
it
it twisted. I want it
No,
to.
no, I believe it. I believe it. How about you, Austin?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited for Superman. I think that both of these movies have a lot riding on both of them. Like we just talked about with Fantastic Four, I think that it's a pretty pivotal part for the MCU. I honestly think that that's the movie that I'm looking forward to the most, just because I'm more in depth with Marvel than I am with DC. But I think that this movie for DC is going to be something that really hones my focus.
Yeah, I think the stakes are higher on DC's for sure.
Yeah. But with Fantastic Four, I think that, in all honesty, I don't think we mentioned it, but I think that they pushed Doomsday out so far because they are trying to see how this movie does and see the audience's reaction.
See what they can do. Yeah.
Because I think that they're either going to pivot and they're going to stick with that same title as Doomsday, or I think they're going to pivot and do something along the lines of like an Avengers X-Men. And that still could be played onto with.
It could be like how the movies, how the cast is, how the cast reveal is. It could definitely be like a Fox's X-Men versus the MCU.
Exactly.
Which I definitely see happening. I definitely think they could change the name to Secret Wars Part 1 and Secret Wars Part 2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that this movie is going to decide what the next step is and see the reaction of it. Like they have a plan, but they want to see if that's received well, which I think I'm hoping it's going to be good.
Yeah. I think the movie I'm most excited about is Superman. I think it has a higher, like, has a more high stakes than any other movies, any of the three movies. Like Cameron says, if Jurassic World is done, it's like whatever.
Right.
You know, obviously there is a future with MCU. You know, obviously they're going to do the soft reboot. We have the plans for it. So it's like whatever. I still think that needs to be good. But Superman, like obviously Superman needs to do good. It's James Gunn's first solo movie. He directed it. He's the head honcho at DC now.
Yep.
The second most popular superhero in the world. That movie needs to be good, and I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
So far, I'm like, everything's been great.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that kind of.
Wait, you're telling me there's no JCU, a Jurassic Cinematic Universe?
No, it doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, sorry. Sorry to burst your
Super
bubble,
fantastic
buddy.
Jurassic World Rebirth. That's what we're
That's
watching.
nice. I liked it. Brand new day.
Yep.
But yeah, I do want to, before the episode ends, I do want to do a little shout out. I just want to shout out everyone that follows us on the TikTok at the Hero Brew Podcast. Just want to say thank you guys. You guys made our latest clip go semi-viral. It was our biggest one. You know, we had, I think we're at like 25,000 views now and keeps going up. The comment section was crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, love you guys. The hot takes were
Love
insane. So keep it coming. We promise to keep putting out content like that.
Right.
And just you know, we always say like in like James Gunn we trust and all these guys we trust. So like in the Hero Brew we trust. You know, trust us. We're gonna put out good content. We're only getting better, and we only could get better because of you guys.
Right.
So just want to say thank you.
Thank you so much.
Because it meant a lot to me, and so it meant a lot to us. And yeah, shout out to you guys.
Shout out.
That being said, thank you guys. Thanks for brewing with us once again, everyone.
Thank you guys.
Thanks,
it was a blast.
guys. Yep.
Catch us on our Instagrams. They're all on the bottom of the page, or our little videos. And then catch us at the Hero Brew Podcast on TikTok. Follow us on YouTube, like and subscribe. And yeah, peace out, guys.
Peace
Later,
out.
guys.